painkillers anymore, so I'm kind of like loading up on that.
Welcome back, everyone, to Woonsocket, Rhode Island on a beautiful spring afternoon. We are here at Walnut Hill Lanes with host Robert Toth for the IM Bowling powered by Logo Infusion Senior Singles. We are here for the round of 8. This is where the top 4 buys will come in and bowl the winners of the last round. And on 19 and 20, our feature pairs are 17 and 18 and 19 and 20. 19 features right now. Chris Forey, they're just finishing up their practice. Chris Forey was the number 4 seed, and he is up against Stephen Dale, who just took care of Robert Toth, 224 to 212. On 17 and 18, it will be number 3 seed Rich Brooks against John Conroy. And you may notice that John just coming off a win, shooting 247 against Brian Gaskell at 224. You may notice that these 4 bowlers are right-handed, and indeed lefties had a very good shot here. And when we introduced the other 4 bowlers, they're all lefties. So the 4 righties are bowling each other, and the 4 lefties are bowling each other. It is Bill Halota, our number 2 seed, who's down on 15. He's about to start against Bob Green. Bob just dispatched of Chris Viali. Chris could not strike in the 10th when he needed to beat Green. So Green advances to bowl Bill Halota, number 2, and our number 1 seed, Sean Richard, is up against the other lefty, Don Fry, who shot 249 against Hall of Famer Bill Webb, who ends up with 200. So here's Dale with all that power, has not lost a step over the years. Beautiful shot there, and thrown it very nicely. Up against Chris Forey. Now Forey had the high game. He shoots 820 something. Let me actually figure that exactly out. Shoot 8 and 6, 14. Yes, he shoots 820 his first 3 to go 278, 276, 266 with a purple hammer off the corner. And then all of a sudden that shot dries up. He moves to the end pair, shoots 169, moves to the other pair and shoots 170. And now what's he going to do? He's got to move in, obviously. He can't play off the corner anymore. How will he adjust? We were talking about it last round. And we're on a very interesting pattern. The 2023 Logo Infusion Senior Open pattern is a custom pattern made just for NEBA by our friends Tommy Hankey and Greg Tack. Thank you so much to those guys. And Jay Johnson chairs the pattern committee for the guys who have coordinated all of the analysis that's gone into the patterns that we've created this year. And I think our scoring pace this year is pretty much perfect for this tournament. 98 over was the cut, and there's a smashing 9-pin with a messenger that won't take it, and that's not going to be a Farkle, unfortunately for Forey. So it is a 41-foot pattern, 28.6 mils. All the patterns we are using this year are definitely higher in volume, so they hold up. And again, for single squad events now, we don't do re-oils anymore. We just have one oiling, and then we go ahead into the finals, which is what we've done today. 5.4 to 1 the ratio, so fair bit of oil. It does taper from, it's pretty flat from the gutter to 7, then it tapers up to there to 14, and then across to the other 14, and then on the other side it is symmetrical on both sides. So you see most players are pretty much straight up the track. You know, all the lefties are out, you know, playing that 4, 5, 7 area. So they're all kind of up and down there. So there we are. So, hey, we have a long lost voice on our live stream. Somebody we haven't heard from in a while. And it is our friend, Mr. Brian Gaskell. Hello,
back to the bitter booth.
Gas, how are you?
I was doing better 20 minutes ago.
I'm sorry about your loss there, my friend. I know you got run over by John Connor, who goes front 7 at you.
I did.
Sadly. But
he told me before the match that I had to buy. He was in a hurry to go to the casino, but that didn't work.
Yeah, well, John Conray is a craps player like you've never met before. If you've never played with him, it's an experience. He'll use many terms you've never heard. And there's a crossover by Dale. So Gas, you had a good shot right off the corner. We were just talking about this pattern. It's the 2023 Logo Infusion Senior Pattern, custom made for us by Greg Tack and Tommy Hankey. You were piping.
I never got quite to the corner. I was more like
5, maybe something like that.
10, 11 to 5, 6 maybe.
Okay.
Never further right than that. And I could get it up the lane a little bit to 8, 9. It would hold.
Okay. So
but I was never trying to play as far like I don't know what Chris is doing now. I was.
Well, he's off the corner.
Right. I was never there.
He shot 820 his first 3 off the corner with that purple.
Made it look like it was the easiest shot you ever saw in your life. It was ridiculous. And I'm looking at Steve. I'm like, what are we doing wrong? Granted, we were still bowling good, but we weren't doing what he was doing.
And then he shoots 160, 170. So I told him every game he bowled had a 7 or a 6 in the second number.
That's the reverse century club, we call that.
That's right.
When you go down by 100 pins, that's not good.
That's what he did. But now he's got to figure out a way to get by Stephen Dale, who's got the front 3 against him. So let's see what he does here. He does have the purple. He has moved in. I think he might be 12 to 8 or something like that, about where you were, as you're saying. And there's Bob Green, who went strike, spare, double against Bill Halota, who's got the front 3. Again, Gas, it's all righties on the right-hand lanes and all lefties on the lower end.
4 and 4, right?
So it's
amazing.
4 and 4. Yep, here we go. So, and
wow.
There's a messenger, Farkle, slapper, carry the 10 for Forey.
I told him
in the match.
We bowled right next to him this morning, and I'm like, I don't know how you get your purple hammer to do that. Like, my purple hammer either hooks at 30 feet or never.
He does get it down the lane.
It's amazing that he can. It doesn't want to go early like most of the purple hammers I see.
Well, the guys that are killing it with that purple hammer, a lot of them are around it, and it does go through the lanes. I think you're so behind it. You know what I mean? You get it rolling so early.
Yeah,
that might be part of the problem.
Probably.
And it's weak enough for you that
I'll stick to the 30-year urethane balls.
I was going to say,
new ones, forget it.
Yeah, there you go. So
not for me.
As long as you got enough oil,
Well, yeah, I didn't try that today.
It could work. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's much further in. Yeah.
Yeah. See how he's in now. He triples against Dale to get back in the match, and the match now is actually even with Dale up in the 4th.
But no, it's good to be back. It was a good day.
Yeah, no.
Great
to see you here.
I'm going to give a quick shout out because he's one of the sponsors, so I feel like I can do this. But I want to thank Alex if he's listening. As you know, I've said on this microphone many times that I didn't know if this might be my last year, and I was ready to pack it. And he popped into league in Brockton about 5 weeks ago while we were bowling, and I talked to him afterwards, a 5-minute conversation, and he convinced me to let him drill a ball for me with a different grip, and I did. And I feel like a new person the last 5 weeks. And
look at you.
We'll see. You'll see. I'm not ready to.
I'm making the cut here.
Well, I had a good look, but again, I can do a little different thing to the ball now because my hand's not so locked up in the ball. He got me from a quarter away to 7/8 away.
Alex, of course, at Strike FX Pro Shop.
Yep.
And he's down in Wonder Bowl.
He's in Wonder Bowl, but he just happened to pop into Brockton one night while we were bowling to check on the guys up there, and we stayed there till 11:30 after league. He drove me a ball off the wall, off the display case, and the rest is history, hopefully.
So meanwhile, Bill Halota started with the front 3 against Bob Green and then flags a 7-pin. So he's looking at +7 for the game, and Robert Green with a double is now +10. So Bob Green took the lead of that match on the bench. And we have a clear leader here in the Conroy match with Rich Brooks starting with the front 3, and John has yet to double, and he just left a bucket. Meanwhile, Dale missed in his 4th frame, and now Forey has a chance to go up and take a bigger lead. He's got a 2-pin lead now. Meanwhile, Conroy chops that bucket to put him substantially behind. He's now 33 behind Rich Brooks. Well, good for you. It's nice to have that recovery. I've heard a couple other stories of people literally going to Alex and having their grip changed and having some other things changed.
It was a big change. I was a little hesitant to do it, but he talked me into it. I mean, he showed me that my fingers just no bend in that last crease, and he talked me into it, and we did it.
Yeah.
Just in time because we went on been on a pretty good. Oh, wow, that pin came out of the pit. That was unbelievable.
the tip of a pin.
I think the 3
Pops
bounced off the
off the
9.
lead.
I think the 3 bounced off the 9 and went into the 10. That was unbelievable.
And Forey just says, "Oh, who, me? Oh, no, just little old me, no big deal." Meanwhile, Conroy strikes, but he's going to need some help from Rich Brooks, and I'm not sure he's going to get it.
And yeah, just to finish off real quick, and not just in the nick of time for me because we're leaving for Nationals Friday. So
Well,
maybe I will not go embarrass myself this year for a
I'm
change.
leaving Thursday, so I'll see you there.
Really?
So, yeah, we bowl Saturday and Sunday.
No way.
Saturday night and Sunday morning.
Okay, we'll be there.
So, yeah, well, it's going to be we have a tough night. It's a late night Saturday and early morning Sunday. So.
Oh, we did that last year. It's not fun.
Yeah, I know. Well, we had to move it, so we didn't have much chance to, have our choice. So, and meanwhile, Sean Richard double spare triple against Don Fry, and there is the 10-pin that Forey leaves, but it's still going to give him the 11-pin lead over Dale. And Don Fry with an open triple. Don only up 3, but Sean Richard double spare triple. So Sean with a comfortable 20-something pin lead in that match. And here's Halota to get within 2 in his match. And gets it. So we've got a very interesting match here on 15 and 16.
We had a good cross today. Me and Steve Dale and Billy Halota were together.
There you go.
And we all made it. After the second game, we were plus 102, plus 101, and plus 101. After 2 games.
How do you like that?
I'm like, I've never seen this before.
Well, interesting you say that, Gas, because the cut ended up being actually 98 over. There were 2 supers that came in at 72 and 71, and we paid 2 checks at 90 over and 80 over. So that was, you guys had made the number on the second game?
By the second game, yeah.
So
Yeah,
good
102.
For you. Yeah, good for you guys. So.
101. And was Dale 101. It was unbelievable. Like we added the scores together and we're like, holy smokes, we're within a pin of each other after 2.
We had 2 300s in qualifying, Bob Green and Bill Halota. And Forey, of course, starts 820 out of the gate with his purple hammer off the corner. So Rich Brooks is going to miss this 10-pin.
Yeah, that's
yank that.
Still got a sizable lead, but if John gets up and throws 2, he does not.
If John throws 2, he gets within 1 pin.
Right.
So right now, and there's a stone 9 for Don Fry. We can see from here down in lane 13. And there is a big 4 for Stephen Dale. That's a horrible turn of events for him right now. And meanwhile, Bob Green goes through the beak. So all kinds of turns of events here, Gas, as we move through this round of 8. So who's your pick to win? The round of 8 already.
I'm gonna go with Halota. Only because I've watched it all day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm good friends with Sean. I would love to say him. I don't want to sound like because I'm just picking him because he's my friend. But I'm gonna say Halota and Sean, whoever wins that match, if they meet up in the next round.
Well, I'm going to go with Sean, and I say that he was high qualifier. He's got the best look in the building. He's got power and turn. He's never been a board splitter, but you don't have to be on this at 5-1. And I think he's in deep enough that all the other guys he's bowling against are outside of him. And so if anything, his look's only going to get better when he moves to a pair where the other guys were, because he can go inside of them with more hand. So I'll go with Sean. Defending champ, of course, is Bob Green. And let's see how he does here in his match, trying to knock out Halota. And there's a packed strike by Forey in the right lane.
No, Bob Green shot 170 the first game. I talked to him. We were right next to him, and he was fried after game 1.
And he shoots 300.
And he shoots 300.
Shake it off.
I go, how you doing, Bob? And he says, oh, terrible. And then 20 minutes later, he shoots 300. I go, I guess you're doing better now.
Who's this guy way down here, almost at the bottom of the standing, starts with 258, 160, 170, 170.
Oh, Jesus.
I had nothing. I just had nothing. I go 250, and then I go 7-pin miss, 7-pin miss, and I panicked. And I looked for everything else. So, what are you going to do? And Halota, now as soon as you do this to him, 6, 7, 10. Thank you.
This is
very
why
much.
I can't do this. This is why I stay away.
Brian, you and every single other announcer. You know, there's actually a verb for it. Did you black cloud that guy yet?
Of course.
It's a verb, so that's what it is. So they use it on the Bull TV.
I'll tell you who else I'm
going
going to. I'll tell you who else I'm going to black cloud today. As you see, I have the racing form in front of me to go play the Kentucky Derby when we leave here. I'll cloud some horse today. I can't tell you which one yet because I haven't picked it, but I will cloud somebody.
Hey, no disrespect, but I think you think too much of yourself. We'll see what happens.
I had a feeling that I would end up at Twin River or Plain Ridge when we left this building today, so I made sure I prepared.
Still could happen, buddy.
Oh, it will.
Could happen. There you go.
Derby isn't until 7 o'clock. There's plenty of time.
Plenty of time, Hoss. We got a little cash in your pocket too, right? There you go. Little check there. And right up the pike and get the double for Forey. He is playing him pretty straight, let me tell you. That ball seemed to lay off a little bit, so great shot there. 79. Let's give him the 27-pin lead. And the most Dale can shoot now, 242. And Forey pacing at 239. Good shot there by Dale. I would strongly advise Dale to double here. And let's see what we got here. We had a 9 miss by Rich Brooks. And now we have strike spare by Brooks. He's pacing to 2-0. Big shot here by Conroy to get him back into this match. And there's a weak 10. Can't get it out. Meanwhile, let's look at the green match. They're in the 10th frame. And Bob Green now, actually Bob Green is there in the 9th. Bob Green now pacing to 217. And Halota pacing to 212. And there's another big four by Dale, and that's going to be the end of that match. And John flags another 10-pin.
That's how I roll.
That will be the end of that.
He got half of what he had against me.
Starting to see the outcomes of some of these matches. 180. Yeah, I think you've got Rich Brooks is going to make it by John Conroy. And let's see, the Halota Green match is within 5 pins. 2 lefties, and Green crumbles the bucket on the right lane. A huge break because he was on a strike, and now he's in the 9th.
Sean's still safe, right? He just flagged a 7-pin. That doesn't matter. It's over, right? 2-0. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the most Fry can shoot is 209.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sean is good. And Bob Green now, that was a huge shot because now he can't be shut out. Green now pacing to 227, and Halota pacing to 212 with that terrible split. That 6-7-10 was a killer.
So Green needs
Halota.
a strike 6 spare to win,
lock it up.
lock it up.
Green can lock it up.
And that would be the early exit by my pick.
Well, Sean survived, and he will be against the winner of the Forey Dale match. So will it be lefty righty? Yes, it'll be lefty righty next time. And here's Green off the corner, turns it up, wiggling ring 7. Can't get it to go. And so what does that do? 226, the maximum. Halota, no matter what Green does, Halota can get up and double and win the match. Dale, you're still alive. And unfortunately, Forey is going to shoot what here?
260.
260. So I was saying, Gas, you haven't black clouded him yet.
Still in there.
Halota can get up and win the match no matter what. Big spare by. He flags it, and that's going to put him at 214.
Still needs 1 hit.
So Halota, instead of needing 2, now just needs 1 in the 10th, but he does need the first one on the lane that he just went 6-7-10 on. So what does he do? Move right? What do you do? Throw it harder?
Depends if he knows he threw it good or not.
Does he trust it? Yeah. What do you do?
Was it a bad shot or was it not a bad shot?
What's going through your mind? You got to have the hit.
And I'll be honest with you.
What do you do?
To go back to what the grip change, like that's what's helped me the most is because now I'm more aware of when I throw good and when I don't throw good. I'm not making moves off bad shots. And that's up to Billy now. He has to decide whether that last one was him or the lane change.
Shot will be on your left. You can actually see him on the approach here. Here he goes on the left. Rich Brooks will block him. Here he goes. Strike to win. Halota looking good. Packs it. Great shot there. Hey, Gas.
I'm alive.
Still alive,
I'm
Hoss.
back.
He's back. No black cloud here. And Sean Richard will be in the 230s.
So who is bowling? Who in the
showing
next round?
there.
What's the bracket look like? Sean is
It
bowling
gonna be
Forey.
Sean against Forey, and that will be on
Rich
17
Brooks
and 18.
against Halota.
It'll be Rich Brooks against Halota. That will be on 19 and 20. Then we're going to move over to 21 and 2 and bowl the final, and there has not been a single extra game bowled on that pair. So that will be interesting to watch. So. What's that? Yeah, purple up 15. That's what Forey came to. Forey's doing some ad hoc commentary. He says a zone or two left. Yeah, straight up 15, piping it, and still alive. It will be Sean Richard against Chris Forey, Bill Halota against Rich Brooks. It's the I Am Bowling powered by Logo Infusion Senior Open here at Walnut Hill Bowl. Once again, thanks to Robert Toth, our host, and adding $500 into the prize fund. And again, guys, plenty of room in the non-champs. You can bowl tonight at 6 o'clock, tomorrow at 9 a.m. and 12:30. Usually get a good turnout for that event. So come on down, and if you're not a NEBA champion, you could be one at the end of this weekend. So we're going to watch these games wrap up, and then we will come back.
Robert's with us next week in the Nationals also.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got six or 6 teams, I think.
Wow, cool. That's great. And here's, unfortunately, John finishing up. Not enough. And we are going to sign off. Gas, can you stick around? What are you doing?
I'm here.
All right, buddy.
Good.
We'll see you guys in a little while. Thank you.